guys, this week's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to get your child to eat. Now, if you've got a child over the age of 8, 10, 12 months plus who's showing signs of fussiness, they're not really interested, they're not enjoying their food, they're not liking their food, they're not wanting their food, what we need to do is ensure that they're, one, getting fed at the right times, but also getting fed when they are genuinely hungry, but also making sure they're not having too much milk overnight. Because babies don't usually develop that fussiness until 18 months plus. So what you want to try and do between 6 and 18 months is try and offer them as many varieties and choices as possible, because that's going to help when it comes to acceptance of food and all sorts of foods. So first things first, what we need to look at is how much milk your baby or toddler is getting overnight, because that's going to be a significant impact on their daytime calories. If they're feeding often overnight, or even if you think they're not, but they're, in this case, on the breast, they're waking up through the night to get comforted back to sleep and they're just being on the breast. And it might only be 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, 1 minute here, 2 minutes there. But over a period of time, whether it's 4 hours or 6 hours or even longer through the night, that can equal quite a lot of calories. So when they wake up in the morning, they're full, they don't necessarily want food, they don't really need food, and it's not until maybe after lunch they start to develop a little bit of an appetite, if not at all. So nighttime calories and nighttime feeding is number one thing to look at. So if your baby is having too much, or even toddler is having too much milk feeds overnight, that's something you definitely need to work on, reducing gradually, weaning, whatever it might be. But during the day, what you need to do is only offer food when they're going to be genuinely hungry. There's no point putting them down at 7:30 because a spreadsheet says so, or a sleep guide says so, or you've got to quickly leave or do something, because then if they're sitting down and you're trying to get them to eat and they're not really interested, we can develop a negative association with feeding, and that's the last thing we want. We want it to be a positive experience, and you want them to be interested and hungry and accept it. And they're only going to do that if they're genuinely hungry. So when it comes time to offering food, make sure your baby or toddler is genuinely hungry. So making sure that they're, coming to you and showing you those cues, not just because, like I said, the time's right or it's routine. Another thing you might find, particularly with bubbas who are breastfeeding or exclusively breastfed, and I'm talking toddlers now, 12 to 18 months plus, they're coming to you frequently through the day, and they'll come on you and they'll get clingy and needy every 20, 30, 40 minutes, and they just want a little bit of a snack. They'll feed and then off they go for another 20, 40 minutes, but it only lasts a small amount of time. So that if you've got a toddler doing that, that is a clear indicator they're using yourself as a calorie option rather than food. And when you try to offer them food, they might have a bite, they might have a taste, but they'll pretty much shut you down, because they then know in 20 minutes later or 40 minutes later or an hour later, they're just going to have a snack that will fill them up for a small period of time. So if you're in that predicament, if your toddler is coming to you frequently through the day for a snack, you want to use distraction. You don't really want to shut them down and say no, 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 because you're going to feel like you're doing that all day. You don't want to do that. But when they come to you, it's an indicator that they're hungry. They don't understand that they're hungry and need food from the pantry, because all their life they've relied on you for that. So you want to use distraction. And at this age, particularly 12 months plus, milk at this age is just a drink, not a meal. So they can have it as a drink, but food and nutrition needs to be an absolute priority. So if they are coming to you throughout the day wanting a snack or a little whatever, then take them to the pantry, take them to the fridge and give them something to eat, because that is going to last them longer than any milk will do, whether it's boob or bottle. So that's another thing. Use distraction and give them food and snacks. And if they're even older, you can even give them an option, because toddlers love a little bit of responsibility. They love that. So you could take them to the fridge and get them, a piece of fruit, a banana and a pouch of yogurt, and get them to choose which one they want out of those two. And I guarantee you, if they're hungry enough, they will choose something. And if they're not and they have a tanty, let them have a bit of a tanty and just distract them with some toys or something. And then when they're hungry again and they come to you, go try again. And trust me, they will eat. When they're hungry, they will eat. When there's nothing left to be offered, they will eat. And then obviously, like I said, working on nighttime milk is really important, because if they're getting too much overnight, they're never going to be interested in the day. And that can then lead to laziness. It can lead to disinterest in food, negative experience in food. They might want purees over proper food because they've just gotten used to that type of stuff. So yeah, you really want to get them, particularly like I said, from 12 months plus, get them really on that food train. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, 3 main meals a day, plus snacks in between, morning tea, lunch. But more important than all of that is making sure the meals are substantial. So from the age of 8 to 10 months plus, whatever you are offering, making sure they're substantial, because fruit, crackers, rice cakes, yogurt pouches, fruit puree pouches, they're just not substantial enough. They're great. They're ideal for earlier and introduction of solids if that's what you were doing. But from that 8 to 10 month stage, they are developing very, very rapidly. They are moving, they're grabbing, they're pulling, they're growing at such a rapid rate that whatever you're giving them through the day, they just burn off very, very quickly. So you just need to ensure that their meals that they're having are substantial. And even the veggies, veggies are amazing. Fruit is amazing. But if it's just a fruit and if it's just veg, they're going to burn it off really quickly. So add some density to whatever you're giving or offering. So as a quick example, if you're doing veggie purees and stuff at dinner time, just add some protein to it. It could be chicken, it could be even carbs, it could be brown rice, it could be a bit of pasta. Blitz it all up so it can be smooth and silky. And also with lunch, have a few combos mixed together so you can offer it efficiently. So, banana and avocado is a great combination. With some yogurt or something as well. It could be Greek yogurt, could be coconut yogurt, it could be anything. You just need to ensure that what your baby and toddler is getting throughout the day is sufficient. And like I said earlier, going back to this, babies shouldn't be fussy. And if they are, it means they're having too much overnight, or you're not offering it when they're going to be hungry throughout the day. So look, for more tips and advice on food in particular, I do have a whole heap of information inside the app, purely just based around nutrition and food. We've got our own dietitian, Jackie, who's got all the information about this, plus food guides inside the app. We've also done videos. There's about 10 to 15 videos inside the app in regards to food, prepping food. We've made food. We've done recipes. We've got everything on video. And any question I've been asked over the last 7 to 8 years of doing this job, I actually asked her as a dietitian that on camera, and she answered it for me on video. So all those videos are available inside the Baby Sleep Magic app. And for any questions that you've got as well, we have the Baby Sleep Magic community, so you can ask any questions and get them answered. Look, I hope this information helps.